Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to be talking about similarities, showing similarities with the words so, to, either, and neither. And the first word that we're going to look at is the word to, because probably the majority of you are already familiar with this particular word. So basically we use the word to when we want to indicate that two ideas or two sentences have something in common. So to show similarities. So for example, if I tell you that Anna has two brothers, I have two brothers, we have something in common, so I can use the word to emphasize that similarity. So at the end of the second sentence, I would use the word to emphasize. So it is correct to say that Anna has two brothers and I have two brothers too. But remember that in English, we typically try to avoid repetition. So in this case, it's a little unnatural to say Anna has two brothers and I have two brothers, to repeat the action. And when we want to substitute an action, we typically use an auxiliary to represent the complete action. So the verb and its direct object, basically. So in this particular example, yes, it's correct to say Anna has two brothers and I have two brothers too, but more naturally, we would simply say Anna has two brothers and I do too. The auxiliary do for simple present, representing have two brothers. If I say that I can play the piano, my sister can play the piano, I can again emphasize that particular similarity, that thing that my sister and I have in common, by using the word to. So I can play the piano and my sister can too. Again, we only need to use the auxiliary really in the second sentence. And finally, if I say that I've been to China and I've been to Japan, it's two ideas that are similar. I've been to this place and I've been to this place. So I've been to China and I've been to Japan too. Now notice that sentence number 3 is a little bit different, because in sentence number 1 and sentence number 2, you are showing a similarity between two different subjects, and a similarity between I and my sister, two different subjects. But in sentence number 3, the subject is the same in both sentences. The thing that is different is the object. And this is going to be important in a couple of minutes. But in the meantime, if you can use the word to, then you can probably use the word either already, because it's basically the same thing. It's showing similarities, or it's emphasizing a similarity. The only difference is that you'll notice that the first 3 sentences are affirmative sentences. So Anna has, I can, I have been to China. If the sentence is negative, if the verb is negative, it's not correct to use to. Instead, you would use either. Everything else is the same. So for example, if I say that I didn't go to the party yesterday and Michael didn't go to the party yesterday, don't use to emphasize that similarity. Say, I didn't go to the party and Michael didn't either. So either in negative sentences. I can't swim. You can't swim. I can't swim and you can't either. And if I say, for example, that Laura hasn't cooked and Laura hasn't cleaned, again, I'm showing two similarities, two things that Laura didn't do. So I can emphasize that similarity by saying that Laura hasn't cooked and she hasn't cleaned either. Again, notice that in sentence number 4 and number 5, it's two different subjects that have something in common. In sentence number 6, it's the same subject in the two sentences. It's the action that is different. And well, actually, yes, the action that is different. And again, this is going to be important in a moment. But if we continue with the word so, basically the word so is the same as the word to. It's just a different way to express the same thing. But be careful, because we have to be a little bit more strict when we use the word so. There's a particular structure that you need to use with the word so. And to show you, let's look at the first example again. Anna has two brothers and I do too. I can emphasize the similarity again using the word so, Anna has two brothers, and so do I. Again, I told you that we have to be very, very careful with the structure, and basically the structure is the word so, the auxiliary verb, and then the second subject, in this particular case, I. It's always so, auxiliary, subject. So, auxiliary subject. So do I. So can you. So is she. So am I, etc., etc., etc. Another example, I can play the piano and my sister can too. I can express the same idea using so. I can play the piano and so can my sister. So again, so, auxiliary, and the second subject in this particular case, my sister. And the other difference that we have to pay attention to is that here we can show similarities between two different subjects. We can show similarities between the same subject doing two different things. Here in number 3, the thing that is different is the object. When we use the word so, it has to be a similarity between two different subjects. So basically, sentence number 3, it wouldn't really be possible to use with so. And finally, we have the word neither. And again, basically, it's the same thing as so, but in the negative form. So if the verb is negative, you don't say so, you say neither. And again, we have to be very careful with the structure. It's the same thing as so. Neither, auxiliary verb, subject. Neither, auxiliary verb, subject. So looking at the original sentences with either, I can't swim and you can't either, I can express the same idea by saying I can't swim and neither can you. Again, the only difference being the structure is very, very particular when you have neither. And if I say that I didn't go to the party and Michael didn't either, I can express the same idea using neither by saying I didn't go to the party and neither did Michael. Neither, auxiliary, and the subject. And again, with neither, it is very, very important that you only use the word neither if you're showing a similarity between two different subjects. So again, I can't swim, you can't swim. It's the same action, but a different subject. I versus you, it's correct. I didn't go to the party, Michael didn't go to the party. The only thing that is different is the subject, something that Michael and I have in common. However, in the sentence, Laura hasn't cooked, she hasn't cleaned either, the thing that is different is the action. So again, we wouldn't use neither in that particular situation. And basically, that's it. So to is the same as either in that it shows two. To is similar to so in that it shows similarities between two subjects if those similarities are an affirmative thing, an affirmative verb specifically. And either and neither are the same in the sense that they show two similarities, but only if the verb in the sentence is negative. And again, be very, very careful with so and neither. The structure is so, or in the negative form, neither, auxiliary verb, and then subject. And basically, that's it.